Ward 1 Councilwoman Victoria Caldwell has called Edmond her home since 1979, but she wasn't always an Oklahoma native.
I was born actually in Georgia, so I guess you could call me a little bit of a Georgia peach.
Victoria's father was a fighter pilot in the Air Force, so in her younger years, she moved to many different places across the country and even the world.
And most of the 60s I spent in Europe in a combination of living in England and in Germany. And that was a wonderful time for me. I got to travel a lot as a younger child. When I became a teenager, though, we moved back to the United States and lived in Texas for a little bit while Dad was in his second tour of duty in Vietnam.
When her father returned from the war, they moved to Arizona, where Victoria finished high school. Then she attended the University of Arizona, majoring in music. After teaching for a short time, Victoria decided to pursue a career in selling real estate. In the meantime, her father had retired. Looking for a good centralized area between his parents and his wife's parents, they chose to settle in Edmond, Oklahoma.
So I decided in the summer of '79 to drive out to Edmond and visit them. And I got here and really fell in love with the community. I immediately could tell that people were invested in their city, that they knew each other, that they worked well together, and it was just a completely different sort of ambiance. And that attracted me immediately. I decided, gosh, this is a great place to start my real adult life and start my real estate business. So I ended up staying and getting into the real estate business, and to this day, I'm still here.
Her career in real estate also piqued her interest in the proceedings of the City Council and their function in Edmond.
She told me the other day, and this is something I didn't know about her, is that when she first came to Edmond, she started attending City Council meetings just because it was fun.
Wanting to learn more about city government, Victoria participated in the Leadership Edmond program, which gave her insight into some of the different places where she could serve her community.
That, by the way, is a wonderful program that the Edmond Chamber sponsors. If you're interested in finding out where you might be able to serve your community, consider enrolling in that program. You get introduced to every aspect of Edmond life.
As a result of the Leadership Edmond program, Victoria went on to become a committee member on the Edmond Arts and Humanities Council. She also served on the Capital Projects Financing Task Force. Part of her responsibility on that committee was to review and provide recommendations to the City Council regarding capital improvement projects to be constructed in Edmond. All of the projects are funded by the 3/4 cent sales tax approved in 2000.
And through that fund, we've been able to do a number of marvelous projects, including the city offices that are on the east side of I-35, the MAC, the original Multi-Activity Center and Senior Citizen Center over at Mitch Park. We provided through this tax the underpass at Covell. So this is a substantial method of building capital projects for the City of Edmond through that 3/4 cent sales tax. And that gave me really part of my interest in getting involved with the City Council.
While on the task force, Victoria announced that she would run for City Council.
I think my friends and family are less surprised that I ran for City Council than I was.
She's always been very diligent. She was the kid that always took responsibility. She's the oldest, which wouldn't be too surprising. And she's always been, in her adult life, always been interested in the way government runs and politics and that kind of thing.
Victoria Caldwell was sworn into the Edmond City Council on May 2nd of 2011. She sat for the first time as a council member 1 week later. Though it was a new and different experience to sit and actually vote on city matters, Victoria felt very comfortable.
I had driven all the projects that we talked about, all the cases that we discussed, and so I felt like I had a good understanding of the various issues that we were going to be making decisions on, and felt pretty comfortable doing that. I think part of my comfort comes from having served the community in other aspects, especially most recently in the capital projects. But it is different being up there, and you know that you're thinking in terms of what's best for the entire city every time you look at a project.
Victoria will be serving on the City Council for 4 years. During that time, she's interested in finding ways to bring more sales tax dollars into Edmond so that the city can still provide excellent services and fund the capital projects that improve the quality of life in Edmond.
I see that happening a lot through inviting and encouraging quality businesses, retail and service, to move into our community and provide services and products that our citizens can enjoy and need, and encourage them to shop in Edmond more than they shop in other surrounding communities. So that's going to increase our ability to do those projects without taking additional funds from citizens. It's just money that they're already spending.
When she's not serving as a city council member, Victoria is the managing broker for RE/MAX Associates in Edmond. There, she helps train associates in her offices, assists them with anything they need help in, and recruits new associates into the business. She's also well known among her colleagues for putting together fun parodies of musical skits.
I also really enjoy entertaining and gardening, so I do a lot of that here at my home. I raise roses, and that's kind of an ongoing job.
Every day, Victoria comes home to the house she's lived in for the past 22 years, and she's greeted by her cat, Boomer, and her rambunctious dog, Annie.
Annie is half Jack Russell and half Dachshund and 100% naughty. I do sing in my church choir. I belong to First Presbyterian Church in Edmond, and I sing in the choir there. And my mother is also a musician, and she sings in the choir, Tonya Van Horn. So we enjoy doing that together.
We both love the music. We love our choir. And so it's really a lovely experience.
I love having people over to my home. I like to do a lot of dinner parties and hors d'oeuvre parties.
And even after she's witnessed the city more than double its population since she moved here, Victoria says there's still a quality it's kept after all these years.
It still has that small town feel. We still have people that love using the parks, who get to know each other, that community pride. People take time out of their lives in order to make Edmond better by being involved in sports activities and music activities and cleaning up Edmond with trash pickups, and there's just this incredibly close-knit community feel that you get from Edmond that I had not felt from other cities that I'd lived in. So I love it here.